Oh, shit. Here we go again.
And I promise you this, above all else, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and I'm going to make you all learn to love it because you'll have no choice. It's time!
Welcome to the Probably Wrong Podcast. Tony, Mike, Dave, and it's 6 o'clock somewhere, and that somewhere is right here and right now. Woo!
Large coffee, Red Bull.
We're ready to go.
Ready to go.
I'm just going to sit back, guys.
Yeah.
You have at it.
Let's go, Dave.
Oh, this is the first time you two have synchronized.
Caffeine.
Yeah. So
I think it's going to be great.
it's good because there's not really a whole bunch going on. You know? There's a lot of NFL speculation, which drives me crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
It can be fun sometimes.
Yeah.
It's fun if you're like bored and you have nothing going on, but it's just speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and year after year after year, it's all the same crap, and I kind of get sick of it after a while.
Yes.
Like, I want to hear about news, like what's real.
100%. Like it's just beaten to a dead horse. Metcalf, Higgins, over and over and over.
And even like,
over
whoa,
again.
it might be Cooper Kupp, it might be Jacoby Myers. Like, whatever. Right now, it's nobody. So
And
I
then
don't really want to hear anything.
Mock drafts after mock drafts.
Yeah.
And what have we learned?
Nothing.
I just mean after year of mock draft, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
We know as much as the people on the radio and the people on TV. You watching at home, you know as much as the people on radio and the people on... They know nothing.
But I think so much of the time, too, they overthink it. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, originally you take, we'll just say, what's his name? Campbell, right? An offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Now you talk
Will
yourself
Campbell.
out. Now
Yeah.
you go into Graham. Now you next thing you know, we're like, I was listening to the radios today, and they're like, oh, they're going to trade up. But I'm like, no, they're not.
Trade up to where?
And there's a lot of people saying that Hunter's going to fall to 4 now.
Ugh.
And it's like, I mean, if he's there, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think I would take him at 4. Because they're at 4, right?
They're at 4.
Not at 3.
5. Not 5.
Good job, Dave.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, with my fantasy baseball draft, I do the same thing. I have an idea who I'm taking, and then I change my mind 5 days later, and the more research I do, the more I change my mind. I get what they do. They, like you said, they overthink.
And they talk themselves out of things. And it's like if you
or talk
just
themselves
stayed-
into things.
Most of the time, if you just look at it and make common sense choices, that's when you nail it.
Right. I don't know if this year there is a common sense choice, because it sounds like...
It's 100%. Cam Ward, Sanders. Your fourth pick is probably going to be Abdul
Hunter.
Carter.
Fourth pick, Abdul Carter?
I don't know. It's going to be either him or Hunter. All
I
right?
don't think Abdul Carter... I would cream my pants on live TV if Abdul Carter
And
is there at 4.
And then if... No, I meant 3.
No, you said... All right. Okay.
3.
That's not...
but
Because
that-
I said
We'll check the replay on that.
one
and that's-
Cam Ward, two Sanders, 3 is going to be Carter, and then
I'm pretty
4
sure
is
you
gonna
said
be
4,
an
but
offensive line.
yeah.
But
So
still-
4 is Travis Hunter?
That's
Yeah.
meaning
No,
Hunter
3.
falls to 4.
3 is...
Oh, yeah, now I'm all screwed up.
You're talking yourself out of Abdul Carter. I want Abdul Carter.
And all the talk about Campbell with the short arms
Okay.
it's crazy. If the kid is that talented and it's a position you need, you take him.
Can I just do something here real quick, right? Because
Go
this
ahead.
would drive me crazy. So the big thing is it needs to be 33 inches, right? Here's 33 inches. Here is, what did he measuring?
32 and 5/8.
There you go.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Huge difference.
No, it doesn't.
Huge.
And I'm sure...
Even if it was 34 in that, that we're there.
Right.
No tackle with under 33-inch arms has ever made a Pro Bowl.
I'm like, do these guys know what a half an inch is?
Oh,
It
my
makes
God.
no difference.
It's not even a full half inch.
Especially if this guy has like good footwork and he can make up for angles
Right.
with good footwork.
It's just, I'm like, oh, nope, that's
It's
it.
insanity.
Hey, but if that's the case, maybe trade back to like 8, grab him at 8, and pick up a second round pick or a few second round picks to go along with it. Maybe, I don't know. But right now it's all speculation. Nothing really matters, and it just fills up the airwaves.
It just, listening to it over and over again, I'm like, they are going over a half an inch on arm length.
Yeah.
And it's, like, I got it if he measured in at 27 inches. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Now you're talking alligator arm.
Yeah, it's like Jim Abbott.
Oh, no, and listening to the radio today, which sometimes drives me crazy. They're like, oh, now all I can see is his arms. Like, his arms look the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's got talent, he's got talent.
Right.
If you don't want to take a guy with short arms at number 4, then don't.
Take the undersized defensive end. That,
Right.
you know?
But Aaron Donald was undersized.
Yeah, but
and
Aaron Donald didn't.
so now we're going to
magically lose.
compare Graham to Aaron Donald.
It's not
You
the
know?
weight with Graham.
Graham's also white, so he's probably slow. White people tend to be slow. So I prefer not to draft white people.
Well, I don't know after what the Eagles did this year with Blankenship and Cooper DeJean or whatever.
DeJean, he looks pretty
DeJean.
fast.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going to go with
No,
that.
he looks pretty fast. He's a good
That's-
athlete.
that's
Ever
two-
see his high school basketball highlights?
no.
Oh, it was a dunking machine.
But two white kids playing defensive back. That's unheard of.
Very rare. Last one I remember is Jason Sehorn
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seahorn, yeah.
back in the day.
John Lynch at safety, maybe?
That's a safety, though. That's not like
Yeah.
a corner.
No,
You know?
no, I know. But that's, hey.
I'm all in on Abdul Qadir. That's the guy. That's like the guy that can destroy offensive lines.
But what I was saying about Graham, it's not the fact that he's undersized. It's the fact that he just all of a sudden lost 25 pounds. And no one's going, oh, the drug testing is so much lenient in the NCAA. He didn't just get off the juice.
Yeah. Oh, so he's like a weaker 25 pounds? Or did he get in shape and lose 25 pounds?
No, he
Because
just
he looked like a pudgy.
the weight's gone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now that he's
oh,
weighed
he's
in,
on. He's on Ozempic. He's taking the Ozempic. Or the Wegovy or whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
yeah. Melissa chimes in. His wingspan is crazy thin too, but it's not really. It's just multiplied the 5/8 on each side. He's not.
Oh, Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. One tackle has been, but they're making it. You can't. You chime in every week, Melissa. A lot of times you seem.
You think she hates you?
He's not really Melissa. I just call it Melissa. He's hiding under his wife's account.
Oh, all right. Well, so he hates you.
I mean, you seem like a smart guy. You got to realize it's all bullshit when they're talking about the length of the arms. If the guy has good legs and he can move, the arms aren't going to make a difference. The only time the arms will be brought up in the NFL is if all of a sudden he lets somebody go by and they're going, well, that's because of his short arms.
Yeah.
No, it's because the guy got by.
Did Isaiah Wynn have short arms?
No,
because he let everyone by.
Yeah.
Everyone on the Patriots line has short arms.
Yeah. They all suck.
that must be the problem.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a crock of shit when it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
So it's just over and over.
If you're talented enough to get picked at that high in the draft, then you got to be good at something.
Yeah.
I mean, the arms, he didn't have issues in college. I get it. It's college.
I can't believe I've heard about length of arms all week on the radio, and now we're talking about it.
Okay, well, at least we're talking about it as we're aggravated with it.
Yeah, we are. We're aggravating our fan base
Yeah,
because they're like, dude, I don't really care.
And I don't see them picking him.
Yeah. And he brings up again, and he's bought into it.
She.
33 inches, and he measured in here for arm length. Like, it doesn't matter.
No. You know who said they weren't too concerned with arm length? Dante Scarnecchia.
Yes.
The greatest offensive line coach in NFL history.
Maybe because he also realized, guys, it's a half an inch
It's a half
on
an inch.
an extended arm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's going to be a Patriot, so I'm not going to worry
Yeah,
about
so
his
why
arm
we
length.
talk? Yeah, well,
I hope we need the offensive line.
We do.
We need both
but
sides of the ball. So
I
either
feel
way,
like-
so much.
I feel like if it goes down the way a lot of these people are talking, you're going to have Abdul Qadir and Travis Hunter at 3 and 4. I'll take either one of them at 4.
what about Abdul Qadir not getting surgery, and he's just going to let it naturally heal on its own? What happens
If
now?
he's got a doctor saying that that's going to work, then
Doctors say
Okay.
everything. Look at Embiid's doctors. Now look at him.
we don't talk about it.
Yeah, boy.
Embiid is done on this show.
We'll get into that. We'll stay with the
Don't-
NFL. I just wanted to bring that up. The
I
Keep
know.
drinking the Red
You
Bull
brought
over
it
there,
up,
Dave.
though.
Keep drinking the Red Bull.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
So, no. Yeah, I don't know.
And he's still going with this. Name a starting tackle that has arms 32.
Oh,
There
God,
probably
they've been talking
isn't.
about this on the radio.
But it doesn't. It's seriously.
Yeah.
like,
Name a baseball player that can play two ways. There is none until Shohei Ohtani
someone does it.
Until someone does it.
Well, they
So,
said, was it Joe Thomas? He had shorter arms.
yeah,
I don't know
one
if
of
he
the
was
best
below-
offensive linemen in NFL history.
I think he was at 33.
Yeah. Oh, he had that half.
So
an
he was
inch.
right on that.
Yeah, right on the cusp. If he had 32 and 5/8 arms, he wouldn't have been a first ballot
I
Hall
don't
of
know.
Fame.
Like I said, I'm not too worried about.
But Paul
that.
Connors also chimes in. He's in the same camp with Carter with the injury and the surgery. I mean, what are you going to do? What if it's a foot, right? It's his foot.
I'll be honest. I've been saying it for a while. I love Hunter. If he falls to 4,
Paul does not love Hunter.
yeah, well, that's all right.
I don't want Hunter. Like if I don't want Hunter, what's he going to do for you, Dave? You can't. Drake May's not going to be able to throw the ball that much because he's going to be running around for his life.
No, because we're gonna get all these stud offensive linemen later in the draft. No, they said this is probably one of the worst drafts in years. So you're not getting. There's not much top end talent, I guess I should say. There's kids out there that could end up being good NFL players, but there's no superstars. Which they're even kind of reaching with Carter and Shadur Sanders and this kid Cam Ward. I think he's going to be a joke in the NFL, but
I think Cam Ward's
take him number 1.
I'm not going to say he's going to be great, but I think he in this draft for quarterbacks is the one. That's not saying he's going to be an elite talent, but if you look at these quarterbacks in the league, in the draft right now, I think Cam Ward has the most promise and is the most NFL ready.
They got another Bo Nix. I think he's like 28 years old from Louisville. That's supposed to be pretty talented.
Yeah,
Had to throw a shot at Bo Nix for Paul. You know.
Offensive line, defensive line. Hunter, I think he's going to be like an Alan Lazard in the NFL for a wide receiver. Serviceable wide receiver. You're going to be, why did we draft him at number 4? We could have had what we really need, the trenches on this team. It's boring,
I think he's going to be
know.
a shutdown corner that comes in on offense once in a great while and makes a big play.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing because if you can have 2 corners that can cover, that kind of helps your deficiencies at defensive line and linebacker. But we'll see. It's a few months away, you know. Like you said, there's a lot of speculation.
Paul Connors wants to know, he's thinking about the top tight end.
Who is the top tight end?
The top tight end?
Is it out of Penn State?
Maybe. I'm not positive. All I saw...
Pretty good, but I thought he was projected to be like a late first-round pick.
You want to talk about rumors in tight ends? All I hear from the Atlanta Falcons rumor is they're going to trade Kyle Pitts, and they're trying to work a deal with the New England Patriots.
Ooh, I take Kyle
So-
Pitts, yeah. Speculation.
Yeah.
It's all speculation.
Yeah. But that's it. It's constantly on my Falcons news feeds.
Yeah.
Jake's really reaching here.
What?
What's the specific reason? Cam Ward.
Dave,
No specific reason, Jake.
he just thinks he's going to stink.
He's going to suck. He's from Miami. Miami quarterbacks suck in the NFL.
Right. So we don't really bring logic to the table.
No.
Just thoughts.
Yeah.
Just often empty thoughts.
Yeah.
And then we hope they're right.
And the awesome...
Very rarely are they.
But when you listen to shows, right? Because we've talked about this before, everything's opinion-based. But when you listen to shows, it seems to be the ones that don't really overthink it are the ones like, oh, wow, they were right. Oh, yeah. Because it's in front of your eyes. We all watch sports. We all read it. We all constantly on ESPN.
I actually think Cam Ward's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be pretty good.
And you watch him, and you watch his highlights, and you're like...
It's a pure athlete that can throw on the run. Looks
So
good.
I just don't think he's going to be at that top tier, Tony. I
Yeah.
think he's in the stage of a Baker Mayfield.
Or,
That's not bad.
No. A 10 to 15 guy. 10 to, that's great. If you can get a quarterback that's 10 to 15.
I think that's his ceiling. And that's it. They're going to have to really surround him with talent.
Well, you know what else is going to hurt him is he's going to go to Tennessee.
Yeah, Drake May came to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. You normally, if you're drafted 1 or 2, your team sucks. And you just got to suck it up for a few years. Very rarely does a Patrick Mahomes... Well, he got drafted at 12, so that helps. But very rarely does somebody get drafted top 3, and that they're on a team that's like made to win.
Right.
You know,
But I think
Trevor
Tennessee.
Lawrence.
What team was made to win?
Jacksonville.
I thought he might have been another team because
Yeah.
Jacksonville hasn't won.
No,
anything.
I was saying Trevor Lawrence, that poor kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a shit show every year with that team.
Tennessee's a good situation for him. They still have Calvin Ridley. They have that other tight end that just started to. I can't remember his name right now, but he just started to break out a little bit last year. Yeah. They have a decent offensive line. They have Pollard. Right? They have Tyler Spears, their other running back, who was a rookie last year that started to break out as the year went by. They have a decent defense. Tennessee is the optimal spot right now for granted they're the number 1 pick, but they're a quarterback away from making a decent back to playoff run. Mm-hmm. They have a team around it. It's not like him ending up in New York.
Or ended up with the Patriots this year. Drake May, what he had this year was garbage.
Right.
All around. Horrible offensive line, horrible receivers.
Yep.
Running back that fumbled consistently. Like, bunch of coach. Oh, terrible coach.
Staff.
Entire
coaching staff.
Yeah.
Yes, awful.
So,
and that just goes to show you the talent there is it's there's so much potential with that kid. What he did with such a shitty coaching staff, a shitty offense, shitty offensive line. It was impressive to see
him survive.
Something. Yeah.
Survive.
Something to look forward to this
Right.
year if they actually put some players in front of him. Now, if they put players in front of him this year and they block for him and they get him some somewhat decent weapons and he sucks, keeps throwing picks, just takes a step back, then you kind of look at it like, oh shit, Mac Jones again.
I'm worried about. That's why I said this is the year for me. If I see him, which is I'm stating the obvious. I think I'm not going to put him in the highest regard that I feel that people are doing until I see it this year.
Yeah,
until I see it a little bit more consistently, and we need to be able to protect him. We need some weapons down the field. I mean, you got guys already going. You got Debo, who just went for a 5th round pick. You're like, really? We couldn't do that?
He's fat.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. One pitcher. I mean, you just stand just right. Tony's one of the most fittest guys I know, and he can just.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, you don't know many fit people.
Here's the thing, right?
You're in this room. You're the fittest guy in this room. If he stands just right, catches you, you're like, oh wow, Tony put on weight.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel for a 5th round pick. You take that chance because I don't care what he looked like in any pictures, or he might have dropped a couple of balls this year. He's still Debo Samuel. He's one of the best playmakers in football.
And it's a need that you have, a tremendous need. We have nobody.
And the personality on that guy, too. He's great to have on your team.
Is he? Bless you.
Thank you.
What makes you say that, Dave?
I
don't see that.
You know what I think?
He kind of seems like a pain in the ass.
You know what I think they do need? It's kind of boring.
I like him, but
his teammates in San Francisco loved him. And
they did. Do you have a direct line to the Niners?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy,
Jacoby Myers would be the type of player that I think that this team needs, like a veteran, man.
I'm afraid that we're going to end up with Christian Kirk and Jacoby Myers.
It's better than nothing, though.
You're right, but I'm just.
Than nothing.
And when I say afraid, it's just because there's so many better wide receivers on the board that they're not really going after. And that's what we're going to end up with. The safe choice is Jacoby Myers. Their swing for the fences is going to be Kirk. That's what it's like. That's going to be. That's what's going to leave the bad taste in my mouth.
And realistically, if you do get Kirk and Myers, those aren't long-term solutions. It's let's get better this year. Let's help develop Drake May. Let's give him people that can run appropriate routes.
Yeah,
and then reassess this wide receiver situation next year. And if they get Kirk and Myers, if they get A.J. Brown, that's a piece of the future. Kirk and Myers it's better than what we have. Let's go forward from here.
Yeah, because Myers is just a consistent. He runs great routes. He catches everything thrown at him.
He's a man in a wide receiver room with little children.
Yes,
which would be very helpful.
Yep.
So I I don't love Myers, but this team I'd like to see Myers with like a better wide receiver, and then you have like 2 veteran guys come in and kind of control that room a little bit because they were all over social media. They were erratic. It's terrible.
Yeah. Really getting everything out of that, huh?
Yeah.
I have to.
No caffeine left behind.
Licking the glass for the people just listening.
It's like $6 for that thing, you know?
And then you get guys like the Bears that are trying to protect Caleb Williams, trading for Tooney, trading for Jonah Jackson for the Rams. 2 guys.
I don't even know who Jonah Jackson is.
Very. So Tooney from the guard position didn't give up any sacks last year, and I think Jackson gave up 1.5 in the guy. So
he's a guard as well.
Yeah. So they're really trying to shore up around Caleb Williams and try to protect him because last year he was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
And then we have Drake May, and we're just
we got Dave playing left guard.
Yeah, and I'm playing center.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, well, you got a quarterback on a rookie deal. Why not spend the money on offensive line for support instead of just doing nothing? We're just holding the money and not doing anything.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, they gotta stop using the salary cap as an excuse too, because you watch all these other teams that are signing
and the Patriots are
trading
well
for,
under the salary cap.
Yeah.
Oh, they have 125.
They have the most money by far, and
So-
other teams are making moves, and we're just waiting on Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Like, I like Myers, but really, that's what we're waiting on?
And it's just the rumors that you hear. It's like, they're DK Metcalf. He's not coming here, guys,
No.
unless you completely overpay for him. He's literally come out when he didn't need to and said, I'm not playing here.
Yeah.
So get rid of that.
Yeah.
All right? Cooper Kupp, great. We love him. We all love him.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great fit here. There's been no nothing from the Patriots. No buzz. You try to Google it. Look on X. Look everywhere. There's no buzz
Just
with it at
radio
all.
bullcrap.
Yeah, and it's like, what are we doing?
What do we got? A week and a half before
Yeah.
free agency starts? That's when things will really start to...
No, and Paul Corners is chiming in, wants to trade Joe Milton for Jacoby.
Jacoby has 1 year left on his deal at $10 million. I don't think Jacoby's going to take much to get him here.
Nope, and then he chimes with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is all bought back into Philly. Those rumors are pretty much dead unless they really wow a trade. And Chris Godwin doesn't want to leave Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin is happy there. And he's another one who just came off yet another injury. I like Godwin. If by some miraculous chance something happens and we get him, but his heart is in Tampa Bay. He wants to stay in Tampa Bay. He's going to take less money to stay in Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay would be foolish.
I feel like these wide receivers, they're a little bit like NBA players. Right now, everyone seems happy. Something could happen over the next 5 weeks.
Right.
I mean, we saw Tyreek Hill leave, right?
But the A.J. Brown is up and down.
Right.
Up
So
and down. So
what's available today might not be what's available.
And that's what, with the A.J. Brown, I'm basing it strictly on trade and money. They're going to have to really blow the Eagles away with a trade, and then they're going to have to give A.J. Brown a new contract. So it's 2 big things that are against us. We can't trade a 5th-round pick for Debo. What makes you think we're going to put together a good package to the Eagles to get A.J. Brown?
Right. And then pay A.J. Brown on top of it.
Right.
Yeah. So Robert Kraft doesn't really do that.
No.
They don't want to move from any of their draft picks anyways.
Right.
If anything, they want to add more draft picks. Like trading out of 4 and adding some picks. So they're not trading picks for A.J. Brown, and they don't have any talent to offer.
No, we
back
don't.
to Philly.
Right.
No.
And Paul Corners brings up here Cup and Pitts. Yep, the Cup thing with Love, I think it's dead. And Pitts, the only thing that there's a little bit with that is it's the Falcons. The Falcons are stupid. So
Yeah. But why wouldn't you want Pitts to go along with Penix Jr.?
They haven't been able to fit him in. This is going to go into year 3, and they haven't figured out how to use
You need
him.
to. That's like the freak athlete.
I understand. And you figured out how to use Janu Smith after he left the Patriots, and you can't figure out how to use Kyle
this guy.
Pitts.
Yeah, number 4 pick overall, right?
Yeah, but they're my team. I love them, and they're stupid.
Yeah.
So they will get bamboozled by the Patriots, and I will lose Pitts for like a 6th and a 5th round draft pick.
Yeah, we'll even throw in Jalen Polk.
Yeah. Well, so that's how I feel about that.
Yeah,
You know? But, yeah, Patriots, we'll see. I know we got a couple more weeks to really navigate through these murky waters of trade talks and draft talks and free
When is the
agency.
NFL draft?
Oh, that's not
End
for
of April.
Yeah,
End
not
of
a couple
April?
months. Yeah, the
Yeah.
free agent period's to what's coming up soon.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to look forward to.
All right. Well, hopefully we see some movement there because we do have money.
We do have money. We need something.
Yeah,
know?
we need a lot.
I wish the NFL had a better script. I know everyone that says it's scripted.
Yeah. It's not scripted in our favor.
No. They need
Not
they
right
need to
now.
follow the WWE with their script.
Yes.
Because they put together a jam-packed show this weekend, which was amazing.
Yeah, Saturday night. I watched a good portion of it.
You did. That's why I purposely put you on that group chat with Ryan, because I'm like,
Yeah.
this will engage him back into it.
And then eventually I had to go out and get drinks, so I didn't get to finish.
You mean to tell me it was not at the bar?
No, because it's they don't have Peacock, right, at the bar?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, not on at the bar.
But yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
people were talking about it at the bar.
Yeah,
people were talking about
Yep. No, and still, I mean, with that John Cena turn back to bad guy, which we nailed on our wrestling show that was brought up.
it. Did we say that?
Yeah.
You said it, right?
Ryan said it, and
Yeah.
then we all just kind of went with it.
Okay.
We went with the Drew
All
McIntyre.
Yeah.
We liked that take.
Yeah.
So,
Didn't happen.
no,
So
but
Ryan's got some inside info going on.
I got some inside info on John Cena.
We've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the best human being of all time.
right. And you know what? And that's why this heel turn works even better for him.
Yeah, because people are like, oh my God, how could he do this? I'm like, when you hear a little bit more about John Cena, you're like, I can see him doing that.
Yep.
Not like the clean-cut All-American boy that we all thought he was.
He'll end up making the turn back before his big show in Boston the end of the year to cap everything off. But what a way. It was just awesome with The Rock. I mean, you got Cody Rhodes swearing, which he never does on
Okay.
TV. They didn't edit it out. The big FU to The Rock.
I like it. I like it.
So it was great. And it was all around good fights. I mean, even that, you saw the women's one to begin with.
These girls are freaks, man. They're good athletes. They're
Yeah.
tough.
And for anyone else out there who's watching and enjoys the WWE, we also nailed that Jade. We talked about that.
You guys did. I never even heard of her. Yeah, what a monster that girl
That's
is,
right,
huh?
she is. What did you say?
Jesus,
Here comes Dwight
scary.
Howard.
Yeah.
She's
Scary.
just big. Yeah.
Ooh, but not
Massive.
really like big, like a lean and muscular.
But when you put her next to the other women.
Right, but she's
Yeah.
not like Brock Lesnar,
No,
like
no, no,
thick.
no, no,
She's
no.
like
Yeah.
Lex Luger big, like very ripped, very toned. Wow, what a phenomenal body she has. What a badass, very aggressive.
Yeah.
God.
So,
Scary
Ethan
woman.
chimes in, Vince McMahon is good at what he does. No, the reason why the WWE is back is because Vince is gone.
And
Vince
peeing
has
on
been
women,
gone.
right? He's peeing on women,
Yeah.
so he's good at that. But
And
Triple H and
Triple
The
H
Rock.
has taken over,
Yeah.
joined forces with The Rock. They're putting
Yeah.
together a great product. Great product.
Right.
And this weekend, if this is any taste of what WrestleMania is going to be like,
Yeah.
it's going to be awesome. You know, it was just Randy Orton returned. You missed that big match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I did miss that. I heard Owens beat the crap out of him.
It was
Bad.
a brutal beat.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah.
and again, I get it, people. Wrestling's fake, but it's fake with the fact that it's scripted.
Yeah, but
these
these
guys get the
injuries are
crap
real.
kicked out of them. You see, I can't remember if I sent you the picture or posted it, but so you saw the fight with Liv Morgan, the one that I like, the pretty blonde. She was in the beginning and
Does
fought
your
over the
wife
end.
know that you like her?
She knows I do.
Okay.
And she got smacked with the girl's hair and showed a picture of her afterwards. Her body
Yeah.
was
Oh,
all
I didn't
cut
see
up.
it. Yeah.
Her face, it looked like she got into a real street fight.
Right,
And then all the
even
women
worse.
were showing their injuries and
Yeah.
like, man, these guys really got the
Oh, yeah.
crap kicked out of them.
Oh, absolutely.
But it makes for a great product right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's great.
Dave, you gotta get back into it. And you know what? And then you were saying before how some of the guys, you're not a big fan of the talking and how they're able to communicate.
Some of them did pretty well.
Yeah.
Some of them did pretty well.
Yeah.
Not all of them, though. I think back in the day we had a lot more guys that could talk. But the ones that can, they're pretty good.
Yeah. And CM Punk,
I've always liked CM Punk.
but when he just came out on Raw and just shredded it down.
CM Punk's very good with his words.
Yeah.
Very good with his words.
They're
Much
all-
like Dave.
Much better than I am.
After having 3 Red Bulls. Yeah. Very, very similar.
No, and this is the time Jake chimes in. You know, when you guys go to WWE, it's just one of those things. If you can get back into it, you're gonna be like, wow, like this is great TV.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
No.
Dave, when was the last time you watched? Like, did you watch a certain era? Like Hulk Hogan back in the day, NWO, Triple H.
I'd say into the late 90s.
So that's Degeneration X, NWO, Stone Cold.
Late. Oh, did you say late 90s?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I even watched a little bit of the WCW.
Yeah. NWO, Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
Sting,
Goldberg. stuff like
Goldberg.
that.
Yeah. That
Awesome.
era. Yep.
So it's back, Dave. It may take a little bit to get in because if you turn it in blindly, you're going to be like, "What's going on?" But even with you keep piecing it a
just
little
keep
bit,
nibbling.
and all of a sudden it's gonna grab you.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that we may see at WrestleMania, a legend that we haven't seen in a while. I'm speculating that you will see a Stone Cold appearance.
All right.
Especially with now The Rock taking John Cena, and
Stone Cold.
The Rock has always been butting heads with The Rock. So, and Stone Cold lives right down the street.
Stone Cold have
was,
a connection with Dusty Rhodes?
I don't remember, but he was supposed to be at Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Things didn't work out. They tried to get a deal done for him to come to last WrestleMania. It didn't work out. So that's why I'm thinking.
All right, maybe.
It might be the big.
Yeah.
So.
How old is he now?
Stone Cold?
They're all old.
He's got to be.
Yeah, he's
high
in his 50s. Yeah.
Cat lover. He's got cats. I follow him on Instagram. He's great.
He really is. He's another guy that is able to transition into a new period of his life and is still entertaining. And he's not in your face.
Yeah. He's great.
But it would be awesome if he comes back. It would be a perfect way to cap it off because The Rock right now is huge, especially with John Cena.
Yeah.
So, very interesting. So Friday night SmackDown.
And then Monday night
Raw. I don't watch that Tuesday night NXT yet.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But a lot of hot women on it.
All right, maybe we should.
A lot of beautiful women.
There was no Shawn Michaels poster in my basement either, Ethan.
There wasn't?
There was a Britney Spears poster in the basement.
You might want to keep that.
Did you have the album?
It's still there.
Did you have the album?
No.
Don't lie. Right? It's all right. Just admit it.
The posters are still in my mother's basement, though, that were there 25 years
Hold on.
ago.
If I do the math, when Britney Spears came out,
She was 16.
But Dave was well into his teenage
40. He
years.
was 40.
I didn't say I bought the poster. I just said there's a poster in my mother's basement.
Who would have bought it?
Could have been my brother. He was into posters.
Okay. Isn't your brother... Oh, he's younger than you.
He is.
Okay, so he could have got away.
You saved yourself there,
I'm doing
Dave.
the math, and I'm like, when Britney Spears hit
math
it,
don't math.
you were like 16, 17 years old.
Pretty sure there's a poster that's the 10 or 12 reasons why beer is better than women.
I don't agree with that statement.
It's a pretty funny poster.
Right next to the Britney.
Yes, it is.
Just reading the comments here.
Yeah.
Well, things falling apart in the NBA
Which
for the
things?
Dallas Mavericks.
As anticipated.
I mean,
they're older.
yeah.
I just can't believe how fast that ship sailed. You get you trade for Anthony Davis.
I wish we could go back about
Hurt.
a month, and we're all saying this ain't going to end well for Dallas.
No.
And here we are, Anthony Davis out, Kyrie Irving out,
Their guy Lively out. They are their backup center, who's still pretty good. Garland out.
Yeah. Lakers have a franchise superstar for the next 7 years now, and Dallas, you have nothing. You'll be in the lottery.
The Lakers seem unbeatable right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Didn't we talk about this? Referring to Major League that they want to lose so they can move out of Dallas. So kind of expected Dallas to maybe not fall apart completely because Anthony Davis doesn't suck, but the guy can't stay on the court.
Yeah, he gets hurt.
That's why his nickname's Street Close.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is for Celtics fans, get a good glimpse. Because this could be in our future. The collapse. Because eventually this team is not going to be able to pay. And we're going to trade away one of the stars. And then the dominoes are going to fall. Porzingis has only got another year or two left. Holiday is already showing the years and miles catching up to him. We're going to be left with Jason Tatum and a broken Derek White.
Right,
and how long is Tatum going to stick around?
If you have the one superstar in the NBA, it's always easier to get the second because they try to play with each other.
But is Tatum that guy, though?
I don't know. I don't know if he's very likable.
That's where I was going with this.
I don't know. But I don't think Jaylen Brown's that guy either.
No, and I think Jaylen Brown's going to be the first domino to leave when it's time to...
But Tatum seems to be more on commercials now. He goes to all the All-Star games. Maybe he's making relationships there. You know what I mean? So they all want to play with each other. And I think Tatum would be an easy superstar to play with because he's
just so damn friendly.
And he doesn't have to be the alpha. I don't think he really cares.
No.
So if someone else has like a big ego, they might be more willing to play with Tatum than other superstars.
The other part to my little rant that I was going on there with, take a good look at what's happening in Dallas, is when we see that this team finally gets sold, we don't know what the shape that this owner is going to come into.
You don't know.
Right.
You know,
if
and
we get John Henry,
it won't happen. It can't happen. Don't even
no,
fall into that.
I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm saying like someone like him.
Yeah.
The team's going to go to shit.
Yeah.
Look what John Henry's done with the Red Sox. Look what he's done with the Pittsburgh Penguins. The guy is just making money and not giving a shit about what these professional teams are doing.
No, he's. I couldn't believe how fast it's been that he destroyed the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I know, with one of the greatest players in the world, and the team still went to shit.
Yep. So
it was almost instantaneous.
That's just what I'm worried about here with the wrong owner coming in.
But if they get the right owner, maybe someone who's looking to spend and looking to pick up some, bring another star in or whatever it is, they can keep this run going because Tatum and Brown are still pretty young.
Yeah, and Brad Stevens. You got to have faith in Brad Stevens. He's made a lot of great moves.
Yeah.
That Red Bull tonight, you're so much energy and so much fire coming out that after everything you take, blah 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 blah. You hit the big deep breath.
No, an inhaler.
No, it's just so much energy coming out that he's not getting a chance to catch his breath, and he's gasping for air after each long-winded take. It's
Red Bull Dave.
It's like,
love it.
Well,
you're gonna be okay, buddy.
I felt like I needed to do it tonight.
We're glad you did.
Yeah. So, I mean, they looked good against that Nuggets team, but it just bothered me. We talked about it last week, is that Detroit game was the game that you wanted to come out and smack around those up-and-coming teams.
Yeah, we did say that was going to be a trap game, and they lost. They lost. You can almost, predict some of these.
Yeah,
I don't know why I don't bet on certain games, because I think that day we were like, this is a trap game. Yep. They got Cleveland coming up.
Yeah, Cleveland, then I thought we were like, all right, we'll take it to Cleveland. And then I'll never forget, I was watching something in the first quarter, and I walked into the bedroom, and Leah was like, "Hey, look they're up 25-3." I'm like, "This isn't good."
Yeah.
She's like, "What do you mean?" I go,
they're
blowing their nut.
Yeah.
And sure as
And Cleveland is doing what the Celtics should be doing. They want to win every night.
That's the Celtics last year.
They've got Cleveland has 10 losses on the season.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn impressive.
Right. We also played without Porzingis and Holiday.
Right.
So,
but we got to get used to that.
Yeah, but you're hoping
it's going to happen a lot.
Well, come playoff time, if we don't have Porzingis and Holiday, there's a chance we don't make it to the finals.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we have them, I think it's very difficult to beat us in a 7-game series.
Correct.
If both of those guys are healthy.
If we buckle down and play defense,
because who's covering Donovan Mitchell? It's Drew Holiday.
Yes.
6'5", So
and eventually the matchups work itself out everywhere with the playoffs if we stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's very tough, but a few injuries where we fall apart.
Yeah, you got to stay healthy. Yeah, but who else can lose 2 legit starters and perform at this level? Like no other team, right?
Right.
You're losing Porzingis and Holiday.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're back, and hopefully this is more load management than anything else.
Yeah. But then you get Dallas and you get Sixers falling to the bottom of the league.
Oh, Dave's so happy now.
But what worries me about these two teams falling this far down is they're actually good teams, right? They're not the geez, I just had a brain fart with teams. They're not like, we'll just say like the Orlando Magic. They're not like the Portland Trailblazers. They're not teams that aren't that great. And I shouldn't even say that because Portland's doing better this year.
Yeah.
They're not the Atlanta Hawks. They're not. So these two teams are generally good teams, and they're going to end up having a chance to get Cooper Flagg, and that's what scares me.
I'd be more nervous about Philadelphia
getting Cooper because you're going to have
Maxey.
Yep.
And Cooper Flagg and Embiid when he plays. That's tough.
Yeah.
As far as Dallas, by the time Cooper Flagg is like a contributing star, Kyrie and Anthony Davis will be out of the league.
But that's fine. But the thing about Dallas is they actually have a young nucleus there with Lively and TJ Washington. And
until they sell them off this offseason.
Yeah.
But if they get a Cooper Flagg, that's a young, scary team.
Yeah. But
I don't think they want him.
Who?
Dallas. They don't want to get better.
Dave, that team needs a new star for their new city.
Yeah. This is true. This is true, but they might not get that new city because people will go to watch him play.
Yeah. But it really worries me if he ends up in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because the combination, first, we love Maxey, and him and Cooper Flagg as the duo right there is going to be deadly.
It's a good start.
You know? And they have, like, Quentin Grimes that's playing
when you have two
at
styles
another
like that,
level right
and
now.
Embiid, then you can just kind of piece the rest together.
Yes.
Embiid for the 5 games that he plays.
Yeah.
I'm basing on he's done, because if he's the way this knee keeps flailing up, and they're talking about a medical retirement.
Oh.
So that's the news
That's
on him.
Like an Amari Stoudemire, right?
Was the other bum that they signed?
Was it
Stoudemire?
It was Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy. Yeah.
Who was the other bum they signed that was supposed to be so great?
Paul George.
Paul George.
So Paul, I mean, if they kept Paul George, he'd be serviceable with this team next year with Cooper Flagg and Maxey.
And if they're good, I think Paul George will play more often than not.
He's playing more right now.
Yeah.
So not to what you would think for that contract.
Right.
But Paul George is still one of those guys. Yeah, we want to hate on him, but the thing about Paul George is he's not Embiid. Paul George is still a likable guy. Paul George is still charismatic. He's not a complete, for lack of a better word, not a complete douche.
Yeah.
Piece of trash.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason why we don't like Paul George is because he teamed up with Embiid, and we don't like Embiid. If Paul George went back to Indiana, we wouldn't hate Paul George.
Even in OKC.
And he went to he went to Philly.
And he went to Philly.
You know?
I think that's why we don't like him.
I don't think everyone hated him when he went to LA either.
Whatever. It's whatever.
So, but that's
he just
scary.
went to the wrong LA.
You're right. That's just my thought, that I'm just watching them drop and watching guys get injured and watching these two teams going, man, these two teams are going to battle for Cooper Flagg. That's not good, especially if he lands in Philly.
What about San Antonio? Are they going to be in the lottery? They're going to be in the lottery.
No, they're not. San Antonio's got a decent enough. Oh, actually, you know what? You're right. Brain fart. Victor's
He's
hurt
out for the year.
Yeah.
So if you have Victor, De'Aaron Fox, and Cooper Flagg, whew, what a start to that team. That'll be a dynasty in a few years.
I don't think they're going to fall that back, because they have guys. They have young guys that are playing. They're still.
So what are they like?
Still in the
what
hunt.
seed are they?
That's what I'm looking up right now. What they've dropped to right now. They're right out of the play-in.
They're out of the play-in.
Yeah.
So they're in the lottery.
They're in the lottery right now.
When they're in the lottery, they got the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
It happened with Duncan. It happened with David Robinson. It happened with Victor. And it will happen with Cooper Flagg.
I'm just worried watching Philly. I mean, I don't know if they're going to catch Washington, but the chance of them giving Washington or Charlotte the number 1 pick is slim to none.
Yeah, they're not.
That's why when a good team drops down like that, the NBA is
especially
rigged.
when you have like a
I
guy
love how they
coming
call
out.
it the lottery.
Yeah.
It's 100% rigged. That good team drops down, they're the ones getting that pick.
Star.
You know, I'm going to bet money that he's not going to Charlotte, Washington, Toronto, or Utah.
He's definitely not going to Toronto.
I could see the Pelicans getting that pick.
Yeah, you're teaming him up with Zion. Yeah.
So, but we
feel like the NBA is more scripted than the WWE. In a weird way, they kind of are. Like,
at least the WWE tries to sell you that it's not scripted.
Yeah.
Right? They come out there, they fight hard, they really try to sell that script. The NBA is just like,
they got referees that go to jail for throwing games.
The referees in the WWE. I keep saying the WWE.
Yeah.
But, Dave.
All right, we're doing hockey, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Go take
See
a
you guys.
break.
Sure you don't want in on this?
Nope, I'm out.
So the Bruins are selling, as they should. That was last night's game was pathetic. I'm struggling with this because the effort in front of Korpisalo is noticeably different.
Yes, they were. I was watching. They were talking about the stats. Actually, I was surprised. First thing this morning, I listened to radio at the overnight shows, the nationwide shows, and they were talking how Korpisalo is actually a better goalie right now than Swayman. And then the afternoon shows, the local shows are catching wind with it too.
It's not that he's a better goalie. It's the team. You watch the games. You see the effort. And don't get me wrong, this team sucks. They can't score goals. David Pastrnak is the guy. If he doesn't get points in a game, they don't score goals. Morgan Geekie having a decent season. Yeah, if Morgan Geekie was playing on a good team, He's probably a 30 to 40 goal scorer. He's got talent like that. He plays on the Bruins. No one can set this guy up. He's got 20 goals, and he's pretty much, it's him and Pasta doing it all. The rest
Jake
of these
chimes
guys,
in, or Charlie Coyle and Zaka skate into the slot and pass it out.
yeah. Or Coyle makes a nice move at the blue line and then takes the puck behind the net and loses it.
Yeah. Oh.
And, Justin Brazo, love the kid, love his energy, the effort. He's a third or fourth line player. He's probably a fourth liner on most teams in the league because of the energy and the effort.
So, Dave, we know the Bruins are bad. They suck. They just traded away Frederick for draft picks, which they're not going to do anything with because they can't draft.
Because they can't draft.
What else is going to fall?
Honestly, they need to keep selling.
Don't make
the playoffs and fire Don Sweeney so that maybe someone comes in and actually makes these picks work. Brandon Carlo is being talked about.
Before we just came in on the show, there was just a Bruins alert I got that they're actually probably not going to trade Carlo.
That would be horrible.
So
I like the kid, but it's time to move on.
Yeah,
and this is a problem that Don Sweeney has. He doesn't want to move on. He wants guys to retire in a Bruins uniform. And
when I read that, the outrage that was just like rapid fire coming out that they're going to hold on, that they're thinking of holding on to him. I was like, wow,
you can't trade Lindholm because he's hurt. Hampus is a bad contract. Not a great player. Hasn't played well since Svechnikov laid him out a couple of years ago. McAvoy's hurt. You're not going to move on from him. They love him. Lori has probably the most talent on defense. You trade him, I'd be pretty disappointed. He's actually probably their best offensive player right now. Zadorov, there was talk about moving on from him. He hasn't looked awful lately. At least the guy has balls.
Yeah.
You don't have anyone else on the team really that has balls. Frederick was the other guy, and he's gone.
So I've been in the camp, right, Dave?
Yep.
I love Marchand. He's one of my favorite players. I've always, even when he was a dirtbag, I was just like, he's our dirtbag.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to stay here. But the juicy rumor that I'd be fine with is if he teams up with Crosby and they both go to the Avalanche.
And it's not just teaming up with Crosby; it's teaming up with McKinnon and Crosby, which they have a little connection. They're from the same area, Nova Scotia, whatever. Crosby and McKinnon are like really good friends.
So they were saying one of the I'm just going to call him a beat writer, but one of the inside guys said it's basically the contracts, everything's all done. These guys just got to sign off on do they want to leave because Crosby is the Pittsburgh Penguins. Brad Marchand is the Bruins. And it's if these guys actually want to sign off and leave their teams because one's not going without the other.
And Marchand's the only one that has like family here, young kids.
Yeah. But Crosby is he's one of those guys like he knows he's a Pittsburgh Penguin. Like this city, that NHL team, everything about them is but Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, Sidney Crosby.
John Henry has put his thumb on the Pittsburgh Penguins and you leave.
Yeah.
Leave while you can and go win somewhere else. You're not making the playoffs with Pittsburgh. You're a guy that belongs in the playoffs. The league needs you in the playoffs because people like watching you play. And
they're going to love watching them play together. All three of them in Colorado.
I mean, how fitting would that be? And not that I want to see this because I'm rooting for Edmonton this year, but Avalanche versus Capitals? Crosby versus Ovechkin in a Stanley Cup final? That would be
But it's not just
huge.
that. It's
But that's what the headline
Crosby,
would be.
Marchand and McKinnon.
No, it's a lot of big names.
Yeah.
Makar but the big thing, the big draw would be Ovechkin at the end of his career, Crosby at the end of his career, going head to head in a Stanley Cup final. That would be amazing for the
Absolutely
league.
Amazing. That would be probably one of the highest rated NHL Stanley Cups in very long time.
And if you want to talk about scripted, I mean, that's the way to go. You had the Four Nations, which was huge for the NHL this year, and then they go into the Stanley Cup Finals and have those two teams.
Oh,
I mean, that's a win. That's a win for the NHL.
All right, the last thing I want to talk about here is NHL. As Jake brings up this last quote with the Bruins here. He wants them to tank for a top 3 pick and package that with whatever prospects we have for Brady to Chuck.
Well, I said it before.
Yeah.
I would give up my entire team.
Sorry, that was your quote. Sorry, my bad.
I would give up my entire team for Brady Tkachuk at this point. But the one thing that's really irritating the shit out of me right now is they can't score goals, and the only prospect they have that shoots and scores goals, they won't bring him up from Providence.
No.
And I don't know, if you don't like this kid, trade him, because someone else will like him, and that would be huge for Lysell.
Did we
Go somewhere else.
Did we go the whole show with that not being in? Oh, well, nobody noticed it.
And we still have some battery left.
Yeah.
Because that charges my phone.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Oh, boy.
And the microphones. That's going to be great trying to make reels with later. That's your one job.
Yeah, that was my job.
You plug it in every time.
No, it's usually plugged in by the time I get it.
We were pretty
You plug
loud.
it in.
Oh, do I?
Yeah,
I thought you've been plugging
mess
it
around
in.
on it, and then you get.
I don't know. Do we have any tape of this?
I don't know. Let's transition to baseball.
Yeah, all right.
Right here. We got to wrap the show up anyways.
Hopefully we can get a reel out of this. Now that the microphones are working.
Crochet. Again, we talked about him last week, dominant. This week comes in 7 Ks in 3 innings. It looked just great on the mound today. This is, it's giving, I know it's preseason, it's giving something to look forward to.
This is the most excited I've been about a Red Sox season in a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a chance this could all go wrong. Crochet has never really pitched a full season. Walker Buehler has had 2 Tommy John surgeries. Brian Bale could suck. This could go wrong.
Yeah, it
but
could go wrong fast.
Rafael Devers still hasn't played because of a bum shoulder. This could go wrong, but this could also go very right.
Yes.
And they could also win 96, 97 games. They could take the American League East because if healthy, every time you throw a starter out there, you have a chance to win.
Right.
Because you have Garrett Crochet, you have Tanner Houck, you have Brian Bale, you have Lucas Giolito, you have Walker Buehler.
Giolito says he'll be ready for the opening for the start of the
Love
season.
Love
too.
it.
So,
yeah.
well, we don't need to rush him back.
No, because you also have Cutter Crawford.
Yeah.
Who was pretty good last year. So, if this goes right, Yankees already had a major injury with Luis Heel. He's their number 4 pitcher. Red Sox could battle for that American League East.
I'm heading.
Something to look forward to. And if Crochet is this much of a stud and he can pitch a full, he gets 200 innings, that's huge. I mean, that'll bring people into to watch these games because it's something to.
Yeah, people will want to watch him because he's 6'6". He's like a filled out 6'6". He's like a nasty human.
Yeah,
and they're going to want to watch him.
He's a big guy with a nice personality. It's a good mix. You know what I mean? Like you're looking at him on the mound. He's an imposing guy.
Yes,
but
that's what I mean by nasty. He looks like physically
but he
tough.
can communicate.
Yeah,
he's not going to shy away, and he's not going to be that over the top Crisell kind of guy.
Right.
So.
One thing that Red Sox fans won't like about him is he said, they asked me about a contract, but I want to play out the season to see what my real value is. I'm like, ugh. If this guy goes out and he throws, I don't think he throws 200. If he throws 180, he's going to have dominant numbers, and then he's going to be asking for 30, 35 million a season.
Yep.
I think the Red Sox are trying to get him around 20.
Right. And if he if he has a dominant season, let him go.
Well, you got 2 years with him.
Yeah.
So,
but I just mean let him go. Let him go. Trade him away next year.
Yeah. You would have.
But I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm heading down south shortly, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go check out. I got the buzz. I'm gonna go check them out down at JetBlue Park.
Yeah,
I
nice.
can't wait. Do you know how expensive the tickets are?
Talk to my brother.
I couldn't believe it. I go, I'm not giving John Henry this money.
Yeah.
It's for a crappy seat.
Spring training game.
They're not even really crappy.
Yeah.
But for the crappier of the seats, it's still $50 a ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, look
it's
at
a joke.
32, and I'm looking at it going, I don't want to. No, I'm not sitting in the bleachers where it's baking sun.
Spring training should be like $10 a
Right? That's what I mean. And
Supply
I was
and
just like,
demand.
what is going on?
Yeah.
And then
We're going.
But then I'm like, oh, you know, my son's starting to watch a little bit more. You know, he's always kind of like Mookie because of me, but he's liking Bryce Harper, and he's getting a little bit more interested. And like, you know what? They always have these little family packs. Let me take a look, and you know, you get like a Coke and a hot dog and 4 tickets. Or 2. They're not even available.
No.
And I'm looking at tickets, going, really? Like they've sucked.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden,
When are you going down?
Soon.
Soon?
Very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to my brother, see if he has any tickets. Because he's got season tickets.
Yeah.
He's got 4.
4? Okay. All right. There'll be more of us.
Oh,
That's
I was
the
going to say,
problem.
but his tickets are behind home plate, too.
Oh,
And he usually gives them out to people that go to his restaurant.
we'll talk after the show.
Right,
I think-
Mike's going to have to make some hard choices.
Yeah. Those extra people I can leave behind. Yeah.
But it was deflating when I saw the price of the tickets for it down there.
Yeah,
And I'm like, come on. And I've been down there before a few years ago, back when, you know, the Red Sox were buzzing. I'm like, let's go. The tickets were affordable.
Right.
And now I'm looking at it going, after these repetitive bad seasons, you should be giving away these tickets to JetBlue
Yeah,
Park.
but I think a lot more people are moving down south.
Yeah.
You can work remotely from home, so they have more people from this area down there.
And that's the other
cheap-
thing, too. I'm
cheaper
looking
than
at the
going to
schedule going,
Fenway.
Yeah.
wow, like, this is where you know the buzz is back. And I'm like, wow, some of these games are sold out.
Yeah.
So people want to see Bregman. They want to see Crochet. You know,
Yeah.
especially when he has performances like he did.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah. Bueller looked good the other day.
Yeah, I think it was over the weekend, right? Or was it Monday?
Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was was it?
Sunday? I was watching it.
Wow, time flies.
Might have been Sunday.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it was on Channel 7. Yep. They're going to be good. And I think Bregman, what Bregman's doing for the offense, I think Bueller's going to do for the pitching staff. And it's like they made some good pickups.
Yeah.
They grabbed some veteran winners. You know, this is going to be good. I'm
very
excited about
excited. All right, we'll wrap up with a few announcements here.
it. All right.
We have Scott Zolak, MB Sports Cards,
Nice.
March 22nd, Saturday. So I think we're, depending on our work schedule, you will see.
Maybe.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah,
All three of us.
I know. I got a
Hoping
buddy.
to get there, yes.
Yeah.
I got a buddy that I kind of promised.
Well, this is early. I think it's a quick show.
All right, maybe.
It's like 2 hours.
I got to be somewhere at 5:30. I think.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You forget you're talking. I think we'll be there at like 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Who the hell gets up at 11 o'clock?
It's on a Saturday. Friday night's not your night out.
No, still. I like to sleep in on the weekend. Yeah,
No,
tradition.
you don't. You're up. You got reels. You're posting videos at like 9 a.m. on Saturdays.
Yeah. Every day, 9 a.m. I go take a leak, post something on my story, get it going for the day. Usually a health and fitness thing.
So we have
Maybe Matt will have some WWE Topps Chrome for you by the time that comes around.
Maybe it will show.
It'll be a little more enticing for you.
So,
to get
so
in
I got
there.
a buddy that he is running a. I played pickleball with this gentleman, Freddie. He's 85 years old.
the Shark Swimmer.
Yes, swims with the Sharks, and he has this event that he's holding at like this Middleborough VFW or something, and he showed me the list of food that's going to be on there, and it's like pheasants, it's like all this hunting shit,
Game.
wild boar.
Yeah, it's a game.
And he's like, and he's like, bring your friends. And I'm thinking to myself, none of my friends want to eat this crap. I'm like, I'm going to go just because Freddie's my buddy. But
Sorry,
I'm not
Freddie.
looking forward to eating wild boar.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I'll be cooking. I'm like, even scarier.
Can you throw a burger on?
Yeah.
Freddie, do we have any burgers, please? Not a wild boar.
A buddy of mine was like, hey, you want to come to a game night at the Sportsman's Club in Carver? And I was like,
Game night. So what, are we playing cards?
yeah.
No,
So
you're
I'm
eating
like,
wild
what kind
boar.
of games are we playing?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's the food you're going to eat. I'm
No,
like,
no, thanks.
no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm all set
thanks.
with eating a rubber band. Yeah.
So our other one is, so we have Saturday MP Sports Cards, Scott Zolak. Look on the page. It's pinned up there.
The 22nd.
The 22nd of March, Saturday. And then that Sunday, the 23rd, we have the New England for the Hobby card show.
Yes.
And Dave will once again
Are we
have another
selling
table.
cards?
All right.
I know. I am going to make an appearance there with him.
I will not. I think I'm going to have my fantasy baseball draft that day.
Big day. Yeah.
Big day. Yeah.
I got a few new cards to throw out there.
Nice. Are you going to have anxiety again? Do we
I
need to
feel-
turn this into
I
a
feel
reel?
pretty good. I'm definitely not going to make as much money as I did the first time
Oh,
around.
with that
but-
attitude, you won't. Yeah.
Debbie Downer over there.
Yeah,
That's a
seriously. Negative Nelly, Jesus.
changing the approach a little bit, though. So
Okay.
What are you
All
going
right.
to raise the prices of your cards?
Shirtless.
You went from like, I'll give my cards away.
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
like,
try to
screw
scam.
these little
I'm gonna
kids.
try to scam the kids.
Yeah, the little children. Screw them.
$2? No, not $2.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be like
$6.
John Cena. F them kids.
Yeah, F them kids. Yeah.
Kids.
They're not my kids.
Yeah.
And then, I know that's going to be a great weekend. A lot of cards, a lot of sports. But we are in the process of planning
This I'm excited about.
a probably wrong night out.
I'm excited about this.
Yes.
I'm excited about this.
Yes.
And we have people still on watching, right? Hundreds.
Yes.
Let us know if that would interest you. Getting together. We're thinking Barrett's, West Bridgewater.
Barrett's, West Bridgewater, very easy to get to, right off the highway. It's there for you people who travel. We're not probably going to be traveling far.
They have a game room, unlike the game night that your buddy had.
Actual games.
Not wild boar, but like games. So if you have kids, you can bring your kids. There's an arcade. There's air hockey, all that crap.
And none of this is sponsored by Barrett's. We're just
showing
up.
Yeah,
and,
we're just showing up and
hanging out. We're thinking like 5 to 8.
5 to 8.
Yep.
So if you'd be interested in a Saturday night,
yes,
having a get together, that way you can bring your family. Kids can play games.
Keep
they
it
can
posted.
Be fun. Yep.
Us three will be there. I'm sure we're going to talk to Paulie. We're going to make it so he can be there. Matty P. We're going to try to get there. All the probably wrong regulars.
Yes.
It'll be a good time.
Be a fantastic time. So we have that.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it. So
and we'd like to, if that goes well, we'd like to maybe turn that into maybe a monthly event or every other month.
I know we got to. Yes,
Gotta ease into this.
But we also have our pickleball. So we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna be busy beavers.
Yeah.
We
That's
really
a lot
need
of
to.
nice notes for the snow grows.
I was gonna say we need to schedule this with Leah. We're talking to the wrong person here.
She's in. She said she will be there. Kids
I
will
know.
be there.
I know. I'm just saying we gotta go through her planner
Yeah.
Okay.
because she's the one that has to fill out when and where.
But
So, all right.
on that note, we'll see you guys later.
All right, check you later.